Hi everyone, my name's Leah and today's video is going to be all about the things that I wish I knew before starting university. So I have just finished my undergraduate degree, which means I've finished 3 years at university. I've had 3 amazing years, but I've also learned so much in that time and so many useful things that I wish that I'd known before I started, and I wanted to share those with you today. So I hope that you find this video useful and let's get into it. So the first thing that I wish I knew and that I wish I remembered more is the fact that everybody there is in exactly the same situation as you. The majority of people who are also moving into university, it's going to be the first time that they've ever lived away from home, and everyone is going to be feeling a bit nervous. That is completely 100% normal. I don't think I met a single person who wasn't nervous to move into university. It's such a big change, but it's really important to remember that everybody there is in the same boat. You will probably hear that phrase a lot, but it's very true. So if you are feeling a bit nervous, please talk to your flatmates about it. If you're feeling homesick at all, anything like that, they are the best people to talk to because they have been in exactly the same situation and they are living in the same situation that you are going to be living in at that time as well. So they really are the best people to talk to. Don't feel like you need to hide away in your room and not tell anyone, because I think the best thing to do when you are feeling nervous or homesick is to reach out to people and talk to them. So yeah, make sure you remember everyone is in the same situation. Also, kind of along the same lines as that, is that it is also very normal at university to feel a little bit lonely at times. You might find that you're spending more time in your bedroom than what you would do when you were living at home. And again, this is normal, but there are lots of things that you can do to make yourself feel less lonely. So it might sound really simple, but even spending more time in the kitchen and communal areas. Most flats are going to be fairly big, between 6 to 12 people as well, so there'll always be someone around. I guarantee there'll always be someone sitting in the kitchen. Or even things like if you're working in your room, you could keep your door open so that when your flatmates are walking past, you can stop and have a little chat every so often, and making sure to plan things to look forward to as well, whether these things are with your flatmates, your course mates, clubs or societies. So there are lots of things that you can do to help yourself feel less lonely. So the next thing to remember is that you can make friends outside of your flatmates as well. This may seem obvious, but I don't want you guys to think that you're closed off to just being best friends with your flatmates. Obviously, I hope that you make some amazing friends in your flat, and I'm sure you will. I'm still really close friends with a few people from my first year flat, but I would say I'm probably closest friends with people I made outside of my flat. If you kind of think about it, you are put into a flat of completely random people. Like, you have no idea what courses those people are doing, what interests they have, anything like that. So it's kind of a bit like in school. When you're put into your form groups at school, it's very rare that you'll be absolutely best friends with everyone in your form. There tends to be little groups that form based on your interests and stuff like that. So that is quite normal to happen in your flat as well. So don't feel like you're closed off to just being best friends with them. You can be really close with them but still make friends elsewhere. My closest friends have definitely been through my course, and also just kind of through the area where I lived. So the block of accommodation that I lived with, I had 3 of my best friends ended up like being in the same block. 2 of them were like opposite me, my flat, like either end, and then one of them was above one of my other friends in the flat. So you're not closed off just to your flatmates. Make sure you reach out to people, get to know loads of different people from your course, clubs, everything like that. So yeah, don't feel like you're closed off to just your flatmates. There are lots of other different ways that you can make friends as well. The next thing that I wish I knew before university is how fun it would be to get involved in a club or society, but not only get involved by going there once a week, but actually like going to all of the extra things, all of the social events, and getting on committee. So I'm speaking from experience here. I joined lots of clubs and societies, but I feel like I didn't fully put myself out there as much as I could have done, and as much now looking back I wish that I had have done. It just now looks like so much fun to have been on a committee, and a lot of my friends were on committee in their final year of university on various clubs and societies, and I just really wish that I had been involved enough in my club to have got on committee as well, because then you can help arrange the different social events, you can help like do Instagram posts. So I really wish that I had been on committee, because I feel like looking at other people who are on committee now, it's almost like they're just one big like family kind of. Everyone has a role to play, you have like weekly meetings and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of just like a step above just going to a club, just getting fully involved with it. And yeah, that is one thing that I definitely wish that I had done, so I wanted to share that with you guys. The next thing that I wish I knew before university is a really important one, and that is don't rush into who you want to live with in second year. So you probably will hear people talking about second year houses within the first 2 or 3 weeks, to be honest, of starting university, and it can be really stressful. I felt like I had no idea what to do, who to live with. It hadn't even crossed my mind that early in the year. I felt like I'd only just begin to settle in, and I didn't want to rush into a decision like that so early. But if it's one thing I've learned, is that you absolutely don't have to rush into anything. Take your time, get to know people properly, because then, you know, you'll be living with them for a whole year, so you want to make sure that you really know the people who you are going to ask to live with you. And I also know a lot of people who did rush into it, found houses like kind of early November time, and then later on ended up regretting it because they didn't really know the people that they'd agreed to live with. So I would give it at least a month to fully get to know people. That being said, if you definitely do know that there's 1 or 2 people that you really want to live with, then you can always kind of say it to them, see how they feel about it, like, and then at least you know you've got like solid 1 or 2 people who you know you're going to live with, and then you can decide who else you're going to ask later on. So that's kind of what I did. I knew I really wanted to live with this one girl in my flat, so I asked her, she was on the same page, we kind of decided we would live together, and then later on we asked some other girls, and it all kind of worked out like that. And we didn't end up getting a house until January, which was pretty late compared to the rest of our friends. Most of our other friends had got houses at least a couple of weeks before the Christmas holidays, but we didn't manage to find one that we wanted. So we did hold out, and we didn't know if that risk was going to pay off, but it definitely did. We ended up getting a house that we were so happy with, and I've lived in that house for 2 years now. So just don't feel pressured. Obviously, if you know who you want to live with and what area you want to live, and you found the house you want, go for it. But if you are feeling nervous and not quite sure what to do, like what I was, then you do have time to kind of wait it out until after Christmas. Don't rush into anything too soon. And also, kind of sticking on the same point, there might not be as many good houses after Christmas, but I would rather live with people that I know I'm going to get on with so well and really enjoy living in the house, rather than like having a really, really nice house but feeling uncomfortable in it, if that makes sense. I mean, there's pros and cons to both ways of working it, but all I'm saying is don't rush too much and don't feel like you're not going to find a house, because there's always going to be houses available. The next thing is also from experience, and I really, really wish that I hadn't have gone home as soon as I did after moving in. So I went home and saw my family after just 2 weeks of moving into university, and I thought that that would be a really good idea at the time because I missed my family. I wanted to fill them in on everything I've been doing, but actually it kind of backfired, and I ended up feeling really unsettled about going back to university after that, because I then got used to being at home for a couple of days, and the thought of going back and like having missed out on things at the weekend, I just got really anxious about. So I am speaking from experience. I would really recommend holding out for at least 3 or 4 weeks before seeing your family, because you've just got used to a new area. If you're seeing family after 1 or 2 weeks, you haven't given yourself enough time to get settled. So I think it's definitely better to get settled living somewhere else before you then go home again. And I also didn't realise how much I missed my family until I saw them, and I was a mess, and then I didn't want to go back. So yeah, I would definitely recommend holding out a little bit, so then you don't feel unsettled if you do go home. And the last thing that I wish I had done more is to keep up my friendships at home. It's so easy to kind of let those friendships slip away at home, especially if you are the only person moving away like what I was. But it's really important to try and not let that happen. Make sure that you let your friends at home know that you've not forgotten about them. You still want them involved in your life. So whether that's messaging every so often or FaceTiming once once a week, or inviting them up to visit you is a great way to maintain those friendships and just let them know that you really do want them to like be involved in your uni life as well. And also having your home friends to visit is so much fun. I had a couple of my friends come to visit me in first year, and it's just so nice being able to show them around like where you live, like take them on a night out, show them the area, your accommodation. So that's it for today's video. I really hope that you found these things useful and helpful and will take them on board if you are going to university. And yeah, that is it from me. I will see you in my next video. Bye.